you've got a reminder that it's bigger than just playing rugby and turning up to training.
And it makes you realise that life is too short.
She just inspires me all the time.
Ellie started playing rugby when she was 7, 8, went through the tag programme and the touch, and then at 11 gave up rugby, took up athletics, represented Wales at athletics and the 60 metres indoor, and county champion various things at sprints. And then at 16 years old she came in the house and said, I'm giving up my athletics, I'm taking up rugby. Everyone thought it was me pushing her that way, but no, she'd made up her own mind and was determined to do it. So as soon as she hit her 17th birthday, she got into the senior Ospreys, played for, it was then Neath Athletic, played for Wales under-18s, got invited into the senior Welsh squad, became the youngest player then at that time to play in a World Cup at 17. Played Welsh Sevens, played British Universities Sevens, Great Britain Students, 4 Welsh caps, but always dogged by injuries. She had a very serious injury at 18 with her groin and hip, and then came back from that, and then just when she was coming back to top form, she broke her leg in 3 places and dislocated her ankle. And then she was just on her way back, and then tragedy happened.
Good evening and welcome to the programme. So plenty to discuss tonight as always, but we start with some sad news. The Wales women international Lowri Norkett has died following a car crash yesterday evening. Her family has paid tribute to her today, saying she was a kind-hearted and caring 20-year-old who was loved by many. In 2014, she was the youngest player to take part in the Women's Rugby World Cup. Our thoughts are with her family, her friends and her teammates.
I started playing rugby in March 2017 in Ellie's memorial game. I got asked to go and play just as a fun sort of thing to get my mind off matters, and I ended up absolutely loving it. I always wanted to. Ellie always said, come on, come to rugby. And I just thought, oh no, I wouldn't fit in, but it was something that I always would have loved to, but I guess I was scared because of the physicality and getting injured for netball. But we had always said last summer, that I would come and play sevens with her, and that was the one thing we were looking forward to, is getting on a sevens pitch. And I remember one time I think she had rung up the coach and said, my sister's not played rugby before, but she's coming. And they said, Ellie, you can't, it's an invitational training session. And everyone was just shaking their heads at her, but she was always wanted me to come with her, and I would have loved to play with her.
What areas of your game are similar to Ellie's?
Handoff, definitely. Both of us are quite known for our handoff, straight to the face, and they've definitely said that's a Norkett thing.
I think the way they play is very similar. I think that they both are totally opposite in their attitude to training, whereas Lowri is a training monster. Ellie was not a training monster. Ellie relied a lot on natural ability and her pace, but both I think are very similar in many attributes, similar traits.
I think our differences are that definitely our training mindset. Ellie had pure natural talent, and she relied on her ability and her skills just to kind of breeze by. She'd rock up and score 3 tries from not doing any sort of exercise that week. Whereas my training ethos is I train very hard. I have to, because rugby's not my first sport, I've had to work hard in terms of my skills. My strength, she's definitely a lot more naturally stronger, so I've had to work on my strength coming from netball. But most of all, I'd say the differences is definitely the strength area. Definitely netball is more of a sort of short, sharp game, whereas where you've got the ball, maybe in my position, every other phase of play. Where in rugby, when you're on the wing, you could not catch the ball for 20 minutes, so it's quite hard. So obviously when you're playing in my first few games, that ball I had in hand the first time is quite nerve-wracking because you're waiting for it to come to you and you don't want to get nervous and drop the ball, I guess. As you know, I always worn Ellie's boots since I started playing rugby from day one. And they were breaking, it was over the summer. They just were in pieces, but I didn't want to give them up. And I'd been searching for boots, it just didn't feel right. I was looking on the internet and I didn't want to give up Ellie's, they were special. Like they were worn by her and I couldn't think of anything. I couldn't imagine playing in anyone else's boots. And then I was online and I came across these ones and my heart dropped. They're made by Adidas, and as you can see, we all wear ribbons in our hair, and it's in sort of showing respect for Ellie when we play. And I've never played without a ribbon in my hair. I probably wouldn't be able to take the pitch. I know it sounds silly, but if I didn't have a ribbon in my hair, it wouldn't feel right. And covered in the boots is pink ribbons, and I just think they're absolutely special. And I showed Mum, and she said that she couldn't think of anything more amazing. I'm going to get Ellie's boots framed and put next to her shirt, which is lovely memory, and I'm glad that I got to wear them. So.
Ribbons in the hair, I think that's like, it reflects Ellie a fair bit over her bringing her girly traits into rugby. On a personal level, I don't wear them really, only on the rare occasion, because it doesn't suit me, but I know there's things that I have done that remind me of Ellie of every match day. So when we play international fixtures, I paint my nails, and I don't often paint my nails, but in matching in nails to kit, etc., because that is something that Ellie brought to our squad, and she'd always tell me, come on, should we do this, do that? And I was always no, but since we've lost I found myself doing some of those, but I haven't gone to the extreme of ribbons yet. On one occasion I have, but I know the girls find it quite comforting to add a bit of Ellie to every match we go and play.
I can't wear a ribbon. I'm currently in the process of growing out my hair because I'd like to wear a ribbon, but we just do it as a little bit of representation for Ellie. And I think Lowri and Ellie are very similar in they're pretty girls, but they're internally quite pretty as well. They like to feel pretty, and the look good, feel good, play good kind of ethos. Ellie used to always make sure that our hair looked okay, like, oh, your plait needs changing, it's bumpy, and and I think with the ribbons, it's just about adding that little bit of glamour for Ellie. And Lowri's one who always will make sure there's spare ribbons in the bag. If you don't have a ribbon, go in the bag and get one. They made me wear a ribbon once, but I looked silly.
To Barbados about 2 weeks ago, and we wanted a shirt made in honour of Ellie, and the person that actually designed and made the kit for us was one of Ellie's best friends, Fiona Lewis, so that was extra special. And the sponsor is actually Manor Park Country House, and he was Ellie's boss for a good 4 years, which is absolutely beautiful, and he absolutely adored Ellie, so I think it's really special that her best friend made this kit and her boss could also sponsor such an amazing cause. I think it signifies what Ellie's about, colourful, beautiful. The cherry blossom means that life is fragile and it's a tragedy, but it's also significantly beautiful. And when we were out there, we didn't know that she'd added like extra touches, and embroidered on the collar was a smile that inspired the nation, which was a definite phrase used after Ellie died, sadly. So everyone used to comment on her smile, how beautiful she was and how she could light up a room. So as you can imagine, Mum got very tearful. If I was going to give anyone advice of what I've been through, it would be to find something that can bring you up, get you out of bed when you've had a really bad day. I thought the world was going to end when I lost Ellie. She was my best friend. She meant the world to me, and I didn't know how I was going to survive after losing her, and that's the truth of it. She's your baby sister. You've looked after her. I guess I used to be, because I lived away, I was so excited to always see her. I looked after her, and when she was gone, I guess you lose that aspect of having someone there in your family. And I kind of grow up thinking and knowing, like, my children aren't going to have an auntie, or I'm not going to have experiences that I see with other people. But I think what gets me through is knowing that I had 21 years of memories with her. Like, I could have had a lot less. I experienced and had a relationship with her that some people don't have with people for the whole of their life. And I think what you've got to do is hold on to memories and look back at what you can do to make them proud. So I think I wake up each day wanting to achieve things, wanting to make her proud. And I think if you let yourself get into a dark place where you can't get over anything, you're not going to survive. And I guess you've got to look at the people around you, look towards your family, your friends, what can help you on the bad days and the lows you go through. I think people, when they lose somebody close to them, I think they shut off feelings, they try not to talk about it, but we bring Ellie up every day in conversation. There's pictures of her absolutely everywhere. We're not afraid to talk about her. She'll always be my sister, but I think you've got to keep talking, and when you're having a bad day, you need to let people know. I don't think without sport I would have survived. I remember 2 days after Ellie died, I was straight in the gym because it helped me take my mind off things. And even if it's not sport, even if you don't play sport, find a hobby, go for a walk, just go and do things that take your mind off things, whether it's not where you're sat in a house constantly feeling alone and sad and you feel like you can't get off the sofa. You need to find something which can help you and make memories. When I'm feeling a bit sad, I'll often go and do something that can make me happy. So I'll go and pass the ball around with my dad, and rugby's helped me mentally. I think having people around me that loved Ellie, I think I've helped them mentally as well, because obviously we've got the same smile, the same laugh, the same sort of mannerism. So I think I've helped them in the terms of me being around and another Norkett sister. I can't explain how amazing my mum and dad are. I just think that through this whole process, no matter what they're going through, they never use it, not as an excuse, but if they're having a bad day, they'll always put other people in front of them. They never take a step back and look after themselves. They're the kindest people I've ever come across, and I think that Ellie would be so proud of my family, of how they've handled it.
When the tragedy happened, it hit us all for words can't describe it. Lowri came through, was a rock to me, a rock to the family, and exceptionally proud. But it could be playing rugby, netball, tennis, hockey. I'm just proud of her as a person, the way she came through, and all the way through that Lowri was going to have a summer playing sevens with her sister, and it's a wonderful thing that what Lowri's doing now.
We miss her more than anything in this world, and if I could have her back for even 5 seconds just to give her a hug, I'd do anything for her, and she didn't deserve it. But I think even when she died, I think the nation it went because of the person she was, like her smile, the way she was, her presence when she walked into a room. I think the whole of Wales and the whole of England, I think because she brought such an impact, everyone was devastated, and just because of the person she was, not just the rugby player, everyone knew she was class. I think she would have gone onto the world stage if she had another year. But her personality, I've never met somebody who can smile and make somebody happy within 5 seconds, and I just miss that. I miss having my little sister to make me happy and to make me smile, but I've got to keep going. I'm going to use rugby to help me, and you've got to look at the positives and look at the family you still have left around you and focus on you and focus on your family. So, but my main advice is to cherish the memories, because memories can never ever fade away.